Hello, friends. Welcome back to Star Stylist Homestead. Well, today is not going to be cooking. We had leftover lasagna. Ugh, I'm stuffed and I'm tired. I could go to bed right now and it's 5 o'clock. I have to show you this. I, I've been sewing and gardening. So here's my cucumbers. I've been trying to get the size, so that I can do my pickling or relish and stuff. And some of them got a little big, you know. Some of them got a little bigger. Got to put these down so I can show you. But I'll hold this up. Some of them got a little fat. And then last night I went down and I didn't go the night before because it rained, so I didn't have to go water. Well, I went down and I watered and I picked these cucumbers. And as I was coming back around, I always just grab it again and just wet it down a little more, just make sure I got everything. And I'm like, whoa, is that a cucumber? That sucker is huge. And it was literally just hanging there all by itself, like this. I thought it was one of the leaves because the leaves are huge. But seriously, look at so you can see the difference. Tell me that's not hilarious. So anyway, there's that. And then y'all know I made my bag, my travel bag, and my travel makeup bag because I wear makeup all the time, right? Well, I finished my husband's. Isn't that beautiful? I did his different and it absolutely came out better than mine. I love it. And it's all quilted. I've got his pockets on the side and on the front. Each one has pocket there. And then on the inside, I love the material and everything. I sent him a couple pictures when I was out looking for the material and asked him to pick the one he wanted. He picked this one. And the inside has this pocket. That's the only pocket it has on the inside. But then, of course, I have all my binding. It came out beautiful. I mean, better than mine. Of course, mine was the first time I'd ever made it. And then I found out that my front pocket, the one that I didn't like, that's way up here, it's way up there because it was the wrong pocket to go here. That was supposed to be this way, not this way. So I found a couple things that I messed up on mine that I fixed on his, and it worked. So then I took yesterday off from sewing altogether. I cleaned my mess and then I wanted to do my sister-in-law's. I'm going to sit down here for a minute because I'm going to make her one and my brother one. So I wanted a bag, similar to that one. Let me show you some. Hold on. Similar to this, where it's long this way and a zipper, but not as big, because when she comes here, she's 71. She can't carry all that, so I wanted to make her a travel bag that was smaller and lighter. So I skipped the padding on the inside and I wanted to make it, and she picked the color out. So I'm going to show you. I have it all folded up right now, so I'm just unfolding it. So give me 1 second. Okay, I wanted it like this. Okay, this was supposed to be here and this up top, and it is this way because here's the zipper. I did not realize I messed that bag up until I was taking the lining and flipping it all inside out so I could see the bag, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on with that bag? And I pulled it out and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me right now. I just sat here and laughed and laughed. And I sent her a message. I said, are you free to talk? I've got to tell you something. And the bag that I was going by the video didn't have these. It was just this bag like this with a zipper on top. No way to carry it, no handles, nothing. I'm like, why would you do that? So you'd have to grab your bag like this no handles, nothing. I said, so I'll just add them on. So as I was going, I added these on so that I could make the strap because I had enough material of this left. And I was going to do half this and half the blue so that either way the strap was, it matched the bag. But when I pulled that out and it was that way, I'm sorry, I just couldn't. And I called her and she says, so, and I sent her the pictures. She says, so that bottom piece goes on the inside, right? She was thinking that was the lining, that all I had to do was turn it and then this would be her bag. I said, no, Ruth, that bag's upside down. And I used a different inside material because you see this one keeps its shape. There's nothing in this bag, and it can go flat, but it's the foam. I'm sorry. That's going to be really loud. But it keeps its shape. And on hers, I used the finer one. So you can literally fold it and it stays, and it's a cute bag and everything. I think it'd be great for going to the gym or something. She ain't going to the gym. So yeah, I finished that. And then the other day, I showed you guys this one where I messed it up with having to cut the thing. And I said, maybe I'll finish that one and do it the right way. I did. I took it apart because it was only taking the 4 things apart and I made it and it looks really cute. It's really cute. It looks just like this. But look, I sewed the sides up. And on this one, because my buttons were too small, remember? So this kept popping off. I just sewed a line. I sewed a line down that so my buttons didn't pop off. And it sits perfect, just like this. So I just keep all my stuff in there that I'm using for the bag I'm making. So there's that. And then yesterday, I showed you guys my deck. Just a quick video, but he was still here and he came out on me, so I had to shut the video. Kind of like that. I shut my video off, so now I have to edit this and put it together. I was hoping I could just do one video and put it up. So much for that. Every time I go to turn it around. So let me turn you around. So he did this. And Kaimani walks up here last night. He grabs a hold of one of these rails. Hang on. He turns around, looks at his mother and starts crying and goes, water. It was hilarious. I said, Daimani, he said, we're locked out now. We can't get back in. So, yeah. Anyway, here, I'm going to turn you back around. He did a really good job of putting it up. He had to, and see, I have the lock on the other side. And I told him, flip it around so that if Kaimani brings his hand up through right here, he can't reach. His arms are too small. He can't reach over to the other side to unlock it because he's smart enough to. And then we had to cut this corner off. Here, let me show you this way. Because this deck is so old. I mean, I think it was the deck from the house. I'm opening here. See, I just opened the gate. But, oops, you see it's scratching down here. Because my deck is warped. These boards here kind of come up on a curve. So he could only do what he could do. And he couldn't get it to open all the way because I wanted it to just go right up against that one. In order to do that, he had to cut that off. And I'm like, yeah, that's no big deal. I'll just sand that. Let me shut this one. But you see, when you go to shut it, you almost have to lift it. You have to lift it up. Hey, he didn't even pull the tabs off now that I see that. But yeah, so I have this lock going this way. So he can't reach through here or through here. And he tried too yesterday to unlock it, but it goes the opposite way. And if I have to, I'll just put a zip tie in there because I thought about just putting a lock in there up on my deck. And look, you think I need to clean my pool? Sheesh. We don't get much wind, but when we do, it blows what little leaves we have out here. So yeah, there we have that. It's all done. And after almost 22 years, I had him put in a new mailbox for me. So I have that. I'm going to sit down out here for a minute. It's actually not too bad now. Not too bad. It's like 90 some degrees out. But I just wanted to chit chat a little bit. I was going to do a quick chicken meal. I noticed on the Hamburger Helper, they now try adding chicken to it. So when I bought that big thing of chicken, I made 2.5 pieces because I cut them in half because those chicken breasts are like this. So 2 halves for each of them, and I took one for myself and made it last night. And then I got 2 more meals out of that package. And one of them, I just took one huge chicken breast, cut it into bite-sized pieces, and I was going to make that for dinner. But this afternoon, my husband says, Teresa, do you mind if I have leftover lasagna for dinner? Not at all. I have that other lasagna in the freezer. So I got 3 more meals out of that. I do nice sized pieces for the guys and a small one for me, and it worked out perfect that I got 9 pieces out of that. And those things I made last night, the quiche cups, there's 3 left. Yeah, I only ate 1. The guys ate the rest. I gave one to the guy that was doing my thing, my deck. But those were really good. And I think it was Dallas said something about putting salsa on it. Had I not already eaten that, I would have totally put salsa and even some sour cream because that would have been really good. Just add that little bit more flavor. I will make them again. But I'll add a little bit more spices to them because they were good, but I think a little bit more cake just to try something different, you know, throw something different in with them. Excuse me. Yeah, it's still on, and I've ordered a new one now. This one's working. This is my first one that kept going off on me. I don't know what was wrong with it. Maybe it was the person using it. You think? So yeah. Yeah, so tomorrow I think I'll just throw that Hamburger Helper thing together, or maybe I'll just make something else with that chicken because it's all cut up in bites and everything already. And my garden it's been going wild, especially the cucumbers and tomatoes. Now my tomatoes calmed down a little bit because I picked them all. I picked them when they just started turning so that no bugs got to them, because this morning I picked one that I left there and there was 2 bug holes, and I won't even attempt cutting that off. And no, if a bug got in there, he can have the rest of it. I picked it and threw it in the garden thing there. And so the tomato bush is like really flourishing, but the bottom leaves like died. And my son says, yeah, they usually do, Ma. But all the top, from the middle all the way up the top, and they're just growing and growing. I had to fling it down and put it through the wire so I could reach it. It was crazy. And I have more tomatoes over on the other side with that cucumber bush. Is it a bush? Cucumber plant. I don't know what it's called. But the cucumber is like taking over the whole garden. So I think it's going to end up killing the good tomato bushes that I have there, plants. They're growing. They're probably 3 foot high, and they've only been in there for what, a month? But I think it's going to stunt its growth because that other thing is the cucumbers are just taking over that whole garden. So next year, all tomatoes will go in one and all cucumbers in the other, along with the flowers and stuff. And basil. The basil is doing amazing. And that was nice, actually. That's the first time I've picked any of that basil to put in that meal the other night. And I'm like, oh, that was really good. I don't know why I think of basil as the flower to keep the bugs away. I always use my store-bought ones, I never use the fresh. Crazy. But yeah. And these up here, I just need to get rid of. They've just been sitting there. It was our starters, and Jeff never did anything else with it. I've been doing the garden since he put it down there. He hasn't done anything with it. And I noticed there's a little cherry tomato on this one up here. I'm like, I'll be darned. There's one down in the garden that is still only like this high. And I said, I need to just take that out because it's not doing anything, and put that one in just to see if it comes up. And yeah, so I had, I'm going to swap back to that bag. After that bag, I had to just walk away from that sewing machine. And the funny thing was, as I was cutting the material or putting the two together, I'm like, yeah, no, this should go the other way. I questioned myself. And I'm like, well, no, because this is the longer side. I should have listened to myself, because had I, that bag would have came out nice. And I wondered why. I'm like, why the heck did I have to cut my zipper so short? I mean, I lost half that zipper. I'm like, that zipper should have only had to have been cut maybe an inch and a half at the end. And I cut like 4 or 5 inches off. Duh. That's why, Teresa. So, yeah. So, yeah. What else is there? Imani will probably come over tonight and want to go in that water. I might just get in with him. I'll see. I don't know. I've been so busy in the house and taking care of this stuff and whatnot with him, and paying bills and sewing and cooking, and I just haven't gotten in the pool. I'm losing what little tan I have. But it's so hot. It's so hot outside, and although the pool feels good, I don't know. I just don't want to have to take a shower, put my bathing suit on, go in there, get wet, dry off, go in, take another shower, get dressed. I know, rough life, huh, guys? For those of you that work, are like, if only I could do that. Kind of like the exercise. And I was telling my sister yesterday, we were talking, and I said, when I worked full time because I owned the salon and I worked a full-time job. So after that full-time job, I went to the salon and worked until 9:30 at night. Came home. When I had Saturdays and Sundays off there, I worked there Saturdays, had Sunday off, and started all over again, Monday through Saturday. So I was working a lot. And I always said, if I could just retire, I'd be able to exercise every day and do, because at the time I didn't mind exercising. I mean, I did, but once I got into it, I was okay. I said, if I could just even work part-time, all good intentions, because I am semi-retired. I almost retired. I only cut my friends' hair and my family and whatnot, and I are very few people. You know, I can go weeks without even seeing anybody. Do you think I've exercised? I haven't went for a walk. I haven't done anything. Even in the pool, when I get in the pool, I have yet to exercise in the pool because I love doing it. I have my weights for the pool and everything. And I really need to because I'm getting really flabby. My arms and my legs and my belly. I'm like, oh, you can't go from to this and not expect to get the bat wings, you know, right here, yelling. They're waving. I could fly. Yeah. So what are you going to do? I mean, I move around a lot all day, but unless I'm sitting there sewing, then I'm lucky if I get up to go to the bathroom. But yeah, I really need to start because I feel better too. And another thing, I went to go switch back to my other glasses because these pull my hair out and I'm losing my hair. You see all that? How far that goes back? These don't help because they grab my hair and just yank out 2 and 3 pieces every time. So I said, I'm going to go back to my other glasses. So I put them on and I'm like, whoa. I was like, I felt like I put somebody else's glasses on. I took them off and looked down. I'm like, those are my glasses. And I never had a problem with them before. I wore them for a couple hours that one day. And I went to bed that night, brought them to bed with me because I read when I go to bed. And I felt like I had to keep my Kindle as far away as I could. And I started getting dizzy again. And I told you guys about the vertigo. And I said, I wonder if it's those glasses that give me that vertigo feeling. I mean, it's bad. You close your eyes and you're like, oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I close my eyes? Because then my head starts spinning and it was horrible. And I swapped back to these the next morning because I didn't want to get up that night. And I've only had it just a few times since then, but very slight. So I'm going to have to talk to my eye doctor and see. Do you guys have that problem? Has it ever happened to you? Because I don't know. I don't feel like I have vertigo, but boy, when I was going through it before, it was bad all the time. And that's the glasses I wear. See, now these, I can be cooking and doing something in the kitchen and I can see, but I need them to be able to read or see smaller things, you know, my measuring spoons or whatnot. But it's not blurry if I take my eyes off of the measuring spoons to look at something else. But those glasses were. It made it really distorted. So I'm wondering, I think these are, I don't know which ones are newer. I think these are. I don't know. But I go to the eye doctor every year in January. And I went this time, he said I didn't change, so I didn't even buy the glasses. I've got like 3 or 4 pair, but after trying that pair, I think I'm going to go back to him and just order a pair of what he did just to see. But I need different frames that aren't going to rip a hole in my head. I mean, it's bad enough. All the surgeries I've had and being put to sleep affects your hair loss and not getting enough protein and not enough water and all that good stuff. Cancer didn't help. But I mean, I have hair at least because this is like 3 times thinner than what my hair used to be. Before cancer, my bangs, I mean, I could cut, you see, you can literally see through my bangs here. They're so fine. My bangs were like this. I mean, all this hair. I just had tons and tons of hair. And after chemo and losing my hair and then it coming back, it never came back anywhere near as thick. And I'm like, oh man. So when I cut my bangs, I'll trim my bangs and I get these little fuzzies. Now, before when I trimmed my bangs, it looked like I gave somebody a haircut. It was crazy. But thank you, Lord, I have hair again. Maybe short in a few spots, but I have it. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and say hi and chit chat and laugh about some of the stuff. And I can go on and on and on because I'm a talker. Maybe because nobody's interrupting me. But anyway, so I'll let you guys go. I'm going to go in and attempt another bag. Start it tonight. And if they come by, then I'll just stop, and I have somebody coming over tomorrow for a color. I'm going to give my girlfriend a color. So it probably won't be. Oh, no, it's not a color. She's just a haircut tomorrow. Yeah. So maybe I will sew tomorrow. I got to get rid of these bags, though, because I got a box of them now. And Maurice says, well, does anybody buy them? I said, I haven't put them up for sale. He's like, you know what? You might sell them better if you actually put them up for sale. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I don't know. Like I don't have any time to do that, right? Anyway, you guys have a great night. It is Tuesday. So depending on what I make for dinner tomorrow, I will, look at that girl. I'll maybe see you tomorrow. If not, you'll see me sooner or later. So have a great night. Thanks for being here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Say hi. I love comments. Love them. I'll see you guys later.